Okay. Greetings, all my dreamers and dreamettes. It's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. Okay, good morning. Just wanted to, this is Monday, good energy. I wanted to talk to you guys. See, I just wanted to chop it up. Plus, I have some topics for you guys. I got a lot of things we got to talk about today. But there's a lot of things going on. I see a lot of things I wanted to bring to you guys. Right now, right now, we have reactions to I hate my kids and I hate my husband, I hate my wife. And just giving you guys a different perspective of, people just speaking their truth and letting people know that this world is not a perfect place. But let's just start it off with this whole Trump Kamala Harris thing. Who has the black vote? And the reason why I titled it that is because there is no black vote. And I see people every day. This is what I've been talking about. People every day going behind these agendas that's not even being pushed by these people. That's not even in their mind. Some of the things I've been seeing and the ideologies people have been putting out there are false. A lot of this stuff is false. False, false, false. And before we get into that, I just want to let you know, it's not that we're not as people, we're not up against us. It's not us. It's not us, man. But we are the 1% in this big whole fight and the things that's coming and about to happen. Now, what we want to see as far as our people, I see more and more people getting locked up, and I'm talking from the people on the ground, the people that's in the street. What I'm hearing is on one side, Trump is just, I feel like Trump, with this whole situation, he's throwing out a lot of stuff that sounds very off target and very weird. I don't know what's going on that side, but the level of deception that's going on both sides, I see in both. I think the fight in these times, but if you want to talk anything about the black culture, black community, they are using us more for the promotional side of it than using us to fill our, to at least listen to our agenda. What y'all don't understand, they're filling up these prisons by our own people. These prisons are being filled up with our own people, and yes, we do every day. We seeing people, us killing us, and we see a lot of gun violence and things out there. But there's one thing that we're not understanding and we're not forgetting: they are not locking up the person that puts the poison into the neighborhoods. Once they start locking up the people that's putting this poison and this stuff into the neighborhoods, we're seeing a lot of fentanyl and all this stuff coming into these communities and poisoning our own people. Then we can start worrying about the violence within us. Yeah, we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight in our black culture. But the overall trajectory, the reason why people are not realizing why are we fighting? Why are we fighting? Let's stop before we even press the trigger, before we throw the punch. Let's try to figure out why we are fighting. Some of us are fighting for better living, better finances, or mental health. These things are being captivated by the people that's poisoning our neighborhoods. So the more we keep hurting us and we keep fighting us and they keep locking us up, we're like putting ourselves in the way of this. We're fitting their agenda. What we're not realizing, they're not locking the people up that's actually making this stuff and poisoning our community, and the kids out there going in violence, putting violence on each other, or putting the fentanyl in the drugs and putting these things out, and they're making people's minds go crazy. And when they go out there now, who's getting locked up? Us. So if you want to push a black agenda, or you want to see who's voting or going for the black culture, let's try to stop the problem, because the problem didn't start with us. The problem didn't start with us, and that's just the reality of it. No matter who wants to push this or push that, or it's because the problem never started with us. We was always trying to solve the problem. So if we can solve a problem of the people poisoning up the communities, I feel that the violence and the gun violence would definitely drop. And if we can start making our own and be able to build our own businesses in these communities, then I feel like the retail in our communities could prosper, because those, I'm gonna be honest with you, and all these big companies, they don't serve our communities anyway. Whether they billionaires or trillionaires, it's not going to help our communities. And in these times, what I do is one thing of pointing the finger at Gen Z and saying that they're this and they're that. But it's also, you have to pay attention to why they're fighting and what they're frustrated over. It's all these things that they're frustrated over is it can be answered by the politicians in power and the higher ups, but they're answering problems that's going on outside of America. Pay attention to what's going on. Now when it comes down to voting, I don't know. I just feel like we don't really have the best of candidates, but I can say the agendas being one is telling is like two different types of lies. And then both of them is trying to like grab the black community because we hold weight as far as promotion and that's where our power is at and getting the belief and the hope of the people. But first you guys gotta answer some things that we've been asking all this whole time. There's one thing of us we're right now in our communities we're trying to get to stop the gun violence, but the guns, the more we stop the violence, the more guns pouring into the community. So who's winning here? Who is winning? And who is bringing these guns in the community? Because the guns that are being held by these kids look like guns that's supposed to be in the army. So until we stop those people or whoever is bringing these things into our communities, the violence is not going to stop. All y'all are doing is you're gonna lock these little kids up for the rest of their life, and at the end of the day, not only you don't have people to defend America when you lock the youth up, but you also have the people that's putting the poison to the youth and putting the poison in these communities. They're still making money. So who's winning here? And that's the reason why there's a lot of people confused on voting right now, because the issues that people that really hurts their families and makes people come together are the issues you guys are not answering. And right now everybody's on this social media, everybody has like a little dose of trolling in their push to be. It's not about that. It's about actually showing people I got you. And it's not about just a skin color, but it is about a skin color if you're going to be the one pushing skin color as the forefront. If you really want to answer anything to our black culture, it's not about the people that's doing harm to our people. You don't have to answer that. Once you take out the people that's poisoning their neighborhoods, that stuff will go down. You keep filling up the youth in the jails, it's going to be not enough prisons for these people. So we got to come to be smart and know what's going on out there, because a lot of people are getting tricked, and I'm not going for it. Right now, it looks very shaky. I'm waiting to see, who's going to be, I guess, standing next to Kamala. But at the end of the day, I believe it. I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong, but at the end of the day, the reason why we want to be people are untrustworthy of these people, because social media, everything is about just tell them what they want to hear, and people are not going for that. And people see the results in society, and we're seeing the results in the community, and it doesn't look good. So that's the reason why I titled it "Who Has the Black Vote?" And if you really want to know who has the black vote, nobody has the black vote. We got to come together and stick together, because we hurt us. And the reason why we hurt us, because the people that they feel like they got some value through some money, they don't really even have the value. So they look down on the other people, and those are the people holding the value to make them feel like something. Because if next to anybody else, they're just the same person. So they don't have no value. The only value we have in ourselves is to hurt each other. We can do better than that. We have leadership within our communities that could speak for us, but nobody wants to listen to the leadership, because the worst thing that has been put onto the youth is the OGs. Bad OGs, this and that. There are OGs, or whatever you want to call them, elders, that can teach you something. You can learn from them and take it on. Because elders can teach you about history. The youth can teach the elders about the future. So when you come together, you can make something happen. But us fighting each other, we have to pay attention to what's going on. While some of us was, getting arrested, this and that, they're gonna push that back on you. The trick in it is put them in jail, take them out, put them in jail, take them out. It's an ongoing cycle. You pulling somebody out of jail or putting somebody in jail, we've seen this time and time again. That is not solving any problem. The problem is, how are they going into jail? Why are they acting this way? Because some other people, whoever is supplying the bad drugs, the guns, and all this stuff, are putting in the hands of the youth. It's getting in the hands of the youth. So until we solve that problem, how do the ongoing cycle of going in and out of prison is always going to be there. So you don't know how and stop pushing the low tier of our black culture. I have so many different types of friends, especially when it comes down to New York City. You know all different types of people. But it's not, the whole agenda of America is not just taking people in and out of prison. We see the cycle you guys are pushing. And yes, some of us are wrongful Some of us are wronged and put in prison, and it's not even nothing to do with you, or you was given more time than somebody else, or you wasn't supposed to. But at the end of the day, the reality of it is, a black man can end up in prison, a black woman can end up in prison for not doing anything at all. That's the reality. So until we cover and conquer these problems, where we can have the right leadership in our and have something in paper of what we actually need done in our communities, they're gonna keep tricking us with this: pull them in jail and put them in and pull them out. Put them. That is not doing anything. There's a lot of people in the black culture that never had seen prison, and even a lot of people in the black culture that seen prison are not bad people. Everybody makes mistakes. So we are. So what I'm tending to see is that more, we are being more highlighted for our mistakes and our wrongs, and that's opening the eyes for them to say, well, we can handle this, but we're not being highlighted for the things that we are pushing and the things that we need to build our communities. Come on. Are we trying to save these companies that don't give two craps about us? Or are we trying to build our own companies and try to get them up there without them throwing these secret loans on you from these secret bankers and things that's going to put you in debt for the rest of your life? It's just another student loan with a different name. You guys don't get what's going on? They got us already to, okay, it's one thing about going to college and getting an education. That's one thing. But in America, that should have been free. How are you learning something you have to pay to learn something? Does that make sense to you? So it tells you that the knowledge and the knowledge that's going to be prosperous for you and our people is going to be the knowledge that you have to go look up yourselves. Don't you know right now in Queens they open up a new library in Fort Rockaway? That meant a lot. But still opening up a library is not the end all. It's not like you save something. There's a lot of hurt people in there. Just going in that environment and you're sitting in the library, it's not saying that the library is going to be bulletproof and things are not going to be happening around this library. We have to solve the problem of it's really, when you really think of this, and over the time and time, it's always about somebody invading a culture and just trying to take control of it. We need leaders. Is always, you have to have leadership in each one of these cultures so the leaders can come to the table and then make that worldly decision, not just splurts of people that have their own ideologies of what's going on, because that's going to just land us in the same place we was before. This whole voting, this whole time of election, it has really nothing to do with black culture. This has everything to do with money and war. And how I see it, and how I'm seeing things are going, there's a lot of greed, there's a lot of selfishness mixed up in it. And what people don't understand, people think that they're gonna be living on the more years just with this nonsense. No. Don't you see the youth is rebelling? And that rebellious energy is gonna be the same energy to disrupt the people if somebody gets put in that office, whoever it is, and they don't go along with what they said they was gonna do. You know how you think the world is bad now? It's gonna be whole types of wars. It's one thing about protecting these retail stores and their businesses, but those were the same people robbing you too. I'm be honest with you. Those were the same people robbing the culture too, putting high prices to make somebody so and so feel like something. The people that were lost felt like something when they bought that stuff, but they lost the money that they could have used to put to build in their communities. So you got the look, but you just don't have the foundation. That's where we have to turn things around. And if their agendas are not supporting that, then you don't get a part of that. But just start it. Just go. Just go. Just go. This is the king rebel energy you need to take with you. If somebody hits you this way and you come your way, you have to come your way. You don't ever stop. It's a war regardless. Whether it's a mental war, cyber war, a physical war, it's a war, and there's gonna be casualties. That's just how it goes. There's more scared people in the front line to say and express what they really got to say than the people in the back. They're ready to say something. And that's why there's a lot of coward talk, standing behind people don't even know the alleges. These people ain't in here for us. We know our leaders. We know we might have our leaders tucked in our cultures, but we can't just go off of what people say and just figure that there's no such thing as a black vote. I don't think people are fighting for the right things. Whether it's her skin color, she's the closest thing to, okay, cool. But that's not the fight. That's not the fight. See what people are pushing and see, because all of this, everybody's going to jail, prison, and that. Why do you think these kids are going to jail? Let's think about it. Why do you think a kid at 16 years old is doing 100 miles per hour through the red light, crashing into places and killing people? It's a mental problem. So who brought that poison into the communities to get us to go out there and not see what was ahead of us? Arrest those people first. Instead of coming and picking out splurts of our culture and throwing them away for their lifetime, start arresting the people that's infecting the culture and fooling people. And then people will have some trust within the person they vote in. But don't start trying to nail down everybody and say, oh, vote this, vote that, because a lot of people are confused, especially on the ground level, what you consider the people, I don't know if you consider ghetto, low tier, middle class, whatever you guys up top want to call us. At the end of the day, we're the ones that make more sense than the people up there. Those people only care about money. That's all they care about. So at the end of the day, make sure when you get on here and you start talking about these people, just know in the back of your head, they probably don't care about you either. They don't. Everybody here, they trying to get their money and push their agenda. That's it. Unless somebody really step out and really handle it like a leader and just say, this is what I'm going to do for you guys, and this is what's going down, and this is what I'm fighting for. We ain't even yet to hear that yet. So when I hear the black vote, I don't want to hear that crap. My black people going to go for who they're going for. And the reason why they're going for it is whether they made their mind up is because that's their business. That's our business. You don't let people tell you who to vote for and all this nonsense because of skin color and this and that, because none of them people care about no damn skin color. It's easy to throw somebody in jail, pull them out, and throw them back in again. It's a cycle. You can do that back and forth. What we really want to know is, like, what's going on? Why are these people, why are the guns being flown in, like flying into these places, and why are we fighting each other and these high power weapons be killing our own? And then you're arresting us. Nah, you can't do that. You can't do that. Y'all gotta get the people, arrest the people that's coming in with all this poison instead of trying to put the handcuffs on us. Handcuff them people first instead of filling up the prison with all our people, making money off our people. Make money off the people that's trying to come into America and trying to harm people. I'm gonna get back on that, but I don't know if you guys heard of this, but this is allegedly because. And I also want to the last live I did send you. I don't know if you guys seen the post. I put an apology out there. That transgender Olympic boxer, she wasn't transgender, and that's all misinformation and things like that happen on social media. But I'll tell you one thing: use your brain and always think it out, because anything can happen. Look, Donald Trump was president before. Anything can happen. We had Ronald Reagan, he was an actor, and he became anything can happen in these times. So take everything with a grain of salt. So my bad on that transgender post with the Olympics, because I just thought, I believe it's not even happening. Transgender is going against, it's just not even fair. So I'm just happy they got the right information out. So I wanted to get the right information out for my people. I didn't want to forget that. And I'm also hearing that the Diddy tapes featuring Jennifer Lopez, Suge Knight alleges that these tapes caused the rumored Ben Affleck divorce. Now I don't know if that's true. That Ben, I can't tell you how Ben was thinking, with the whole Jennifer thing. That was his partner. But what I could say is, wait, Diddy tapes featuring Jennifer Lopez. Where are those at? Did y'all see that? I gotta check. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing out on something like that, but because I didn't see that, I don't know. So I don't know if somebody's just throwing that out there or whatever. But that was weird, And I don't know, man. The whole Diddy situation. I think that they're working behind the scenes and getting things going, and we'll see a lot. That hip hop is not gonna miss out on something like that. So I don't know if that has anything to do with anything. But on another note, I wanted to talk more about this Dame Dash and I believe it's $823,000. I'm not sure if that's the exact price, but I believe that is the auctioning price. And when I think about this whole thing, there's a couple things that struck me about this. Number one, when it comes to ownership is everything. And Jay-Z, I believe, I would think, just me guessing, that Jay-Z will be the one to buy, the rest of the ownership of it. I don't see somebody else coming in and buying it because there is no value unless Jay wants to push it out there and he wants to do something with it. If somebody else has it, what people don't understand, there's a lot of value things that are only have value when it is present, and when it's not present, the value is no value. And the trick in that is the music that when you see these big corporates and they're buying like people's catalogs and things like that, those are they're buying whole catalogs for maybe two or three jingles in that catalog. It's not like they're buying and they love all the music. They're buying the main songs that can be marketed in commercials just in case hip hop should fall tomorrow. They'll have something to commercially and instinctively get your mind connected with that product because it's hip hop. So those are the big jingles. Now, what the youth has created from this point on has been a lot of music independently made. A lot of artists have been on YouTube dropping their stuff and it's going viral. So that's kind of why you see that price for their catalog won't be so extensive in these times because of the fact that social media um, gives you the 1-2 press and I can release it to my audience. Instead, back then, that music becomes more. It was more captivating. You couldn't really. There was no social media, so that's bored already. If you want to understand how that whole thing works on that, and when it comes to Dame Dash, if I'm putting myself in both shoes. If I was Jay-Z and I would want my ownership of Reasonable Doubt. We're not dealing with each other. We're not friends. No matter how the world can say who owes who, only you two men know what you guys have in between each other and why you guys don't want to deal with each other. And it's been a war since that time till now. And as a human being, you have to and this is for Dame and this is for Jay. I would have gave Jay-Z back the ownership of that. And the reason why is because in our culture, passing something down to our kids, our family, and our it means a lot. And I'm not saying that Dame Dash didn't have any parts to do with it, but I'm just saying that once you lost that connection between you guys as the friendship connection, there's a line that can be drawn. You don't want to not be friends with somebody and they still have a piece of ownership of anything that you do. And that's just understandable as a human being. Now on Dame Dash side, it's so sad because at the end of the day, it shows that he couldn't. He's in debt and he needed to get that. They needed to take that money to pay off his $800,000 debt, I believe. And it says a lot to me that Dame Dash couldn't make a phone call or have a friend, these so-called friends in this industry, that could have maybe helped him out. And I'm not saying that people haven't helped him out in the past, or maybe I don't know that man's pockets. I don't like to really speak on people's pockets because my agenda is never being pushed for money. But what I could say is, when you break bonds, people will go lengths just to make sure that the separation is the way it is. And I think as grown men, this is the part where we're going to see the ending of ROC-A-FELLA. This is the last link that kept these two guys connected. And I hope that, well, I know that they were both, there's no other way to go but to move on from this because I believe the whole ROC-A-FELLA up till now journey, it's been a great journey besides the whole fact of the breakup. They've made great music together and life is not all about money. And I know people come in, they'll beat you up about this. They'll beat you up about, the millions because of the things they stood for. But once the company is not good, it's not like there's going to be a ROC-A-FELLA legacy. As much as we hold Jay and hold the music dearly, at the end of the day, the world in itself is going through a thing of ownership. We at the point where people, they want to own scripts. They want to own everything from all these chat GPTs. It's bigger than just hip hop right now. So you having a piece of ownership of somebody that you don't deal with, it doesn't make sense. I would just let it go and move on with your journey and the things that you got going for yourself and build it up just like the Dame Dash we once knew. It's no jokes on anybody because I think the friendship broken up is worth more than the money, if you ask me. And maybe one day you guys will find a way to, reconcile and come to terms without money being involved in the argument. Because that ain't worth it. You guys are getting older and you wanna leave back, especially both of you guys have kids. You definitely want to leave, not just money leaving back because kids blow money and money can go up in the air, trust me. But you want to leave back a good peace between those two families, regardless if you those families ever meet again, because this is a small world. Life is short, and it don't make no sense. Are people going against their own people for what? Money that was never put upon us. We didn't come from this. None of us. None of us. We didn't come from this wealth and this stuff. A lot of this stuff came. We gotta applaud hip hop and the black culture for building this and making this space for our own people to make this type of money. That's all. We gotta really see that for what it is, because that's lost. There's not gonna be no other legacies like these legacies that were built in the past because of money. And hip hop will understand and know how to deal with that when we come up to get to that point. But from this point on, you guys got to know that everything else could be contracted and duplicated. We are living in those times where people, they're not, everything is just so quick, 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 quick. The legacies of these people that really meant a lot and dear to their heart, they have their own reasons. It's not going to be like they're going to turn in Jay-Z album in some years and it's going to be billions of dollars and people are just going to be paying for it. That's not reality. The reality of it is it's going to be, everybody has their little personal museum of their legacies and the things that they stood for, and that's where you'll place an item kind of like that. So it's not like when Drake buys like Tupac's ring or anything like that. It's just a ring. It's just jewelry. Yes, it's Tupac, but as life goes on, unless that is put in a place where they're honoring Tupac, it'll never be the value you think it is, because the value that you think that you have drawn out for yourself is not going to be put on that pedestal because of the time you came into hip hop and the disposalness of music. It's not going to be there. The longevity in that stuff is not going to hold as tight as you guys think it is, unless we have formed some kind of structure where we have hip hop as like maybe more like educate added to education. If you can add hip hop more closer to education, hip hop more closer to these businesses that are gonna live a legacy lifetime, then these things will only be able to be hold there in our heart. That's what I got to say on that one. Another thing is O.J. Simpson's estate. I hear they're forced to auction off valuable items to pay off 117 million debt. Now, first of all, the saddest thing, and you know what? It's two ways of looking at this. If you go out in debt, it's who's that debt being left upon. Like, you don't want to. I can't say going out in debt is. That's so selfish. That's a selfish way of thing. You gotta. Pardon me for saying that. You can't really leave people with your debt and things like that. But just saying 117 million in debt. When these people are after your money, these people are after your money, and I don't know what mistakes he have made. The people his accountants or whatever, because I know he was valued at a lot of money. OJ, I don't know in these times, I don't know how much of a big spender he could have been to be in a 117 million debt. But what I could say is a lot of our main, like Michael Jackson, and a lot of people left in debt, and that's something to take heed of and realize that what you're doing and the people that have control of your money are the things that you put your money into. So if you have a whole bunch of people and you have a whole bunch of things going for yourself, yeah, you have this value, that money, but just know that when you pass or God forbid something happens to you, these people are like wolves in your bank account and everybody's grabbing to the point where your family probably wouldn't get a little piece of it because you've attached yourself and aligned yourself with people that didn't even care about you and the person. They just cared about you as the figure. And then that's what they'll be after, is the little bits that you have left, because they're gonna divvy that up. That's what that's all about. I'm hearing Chrisean Rock. She's facing potentially 8 years in prison. Not only is that sad, she just had a baby, and this her and dude reminds me of what's her boyfriend Chrisean Rock and Blueface. They remind me of like a young Bobby and Whitney, and that's not a good thing. It's just like a wild couple that you see making these mistakes in front of the people, and people are just like either cheering it on or just not. And I'm pretty sure that on online there's a lot of people that tell you it is what it is, and it's not everybody that's going for the nonsense. But I've been seeing a whole bunch of like she was smoking when she was pregnant, just whole these type of mistakes, like, and now you're facing up to 8 years. I don't know, man. In those type of situations, the best thing I can say is, money in those type of situations can get you in a better place than not having money. So if you're gonna play those type of that wild life family stuff, then getting into problems with police and doing this and having, that's the type of stuff that you will have to pay for to get yourself out of if you want to raise those kids with a strong enough mind to go out there and not be, subjected to all this nonsense that's been going on out there. Because the kids and the youth is really being the ones that's being affected the most out of everything. I'm telling you, out of everything. You think, and let me tell you something. I'm not saying this in like to down us, but America right now, we're not in the best of shape to even go to war, and that's not no criticism on any of us. But I just feel like the people in America right now, there's so much mental issues that putting those guys out there in war is just gonna highlight, and it's just gonna like make their mental issues go out the roof because they're coming in there with mental issues because they're dealing with that in society, and then you got to go to war. I don't think we're in the best shape for that. To get our spirit back up, to get our, that's what kept us fighting for what we believed in because we was fighting for something. If we out there and our spirit is down and we don't have the right mind frame, not only we're not ready for war, we're not ready for anything that anybody pushes in front of us. So I think that America right now, the mental health that everybody's dealing with, it's crazy to even think that we can even come together to make one decision or come together to win something. It's not like that. It's not like that. Putting these kids and having the youth pushing them and recruiting them for war, I don't think they're in the best of shape or best of mind frame to defend America when they don't even know why they're defending America. These are the things that if you had touched the culture from the beginning and people know exactly who you are, they won't have questions about your your background, your ethnicity, your agenda that you're pushing, all this black money. What does that mean? It's damn near embarrassing that somebody can money black now. Are you serious? Money is black now? Like the last time, those are weasel words. I gotta look it up, but I believe black money before was used as a term of people using under table money, and that had something to do with stocks. But now it turns into like the jobs that we created for ourselves to uplift our people, and people look down on that whether you were making millions or not making millions. People look at that like because that's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that's not racist out there, and they respect our culture for who we are, just making something out of nothing. And not only is that more than we do way more than that, but we only get championed for the things that like the things that hurt our own, and we have to get over this person to get over it and to make it there. That's not the way of going about it. That's not the way of going about it. And the people that want to push or any politics on us, they adapt that energy and they throw it at us so we can find some kind of, oh yeah, he's just like us. No, he's not just like us. Man ain't been through no. He ain't sat where you. He ain't from where you from. He ain't sat with you from where you sat, and he ain't been through the things you've been through. He ain't been through none of that. Come on now. It's just like the kid from the suburbs making drill music, and his music gets popular, and now he influences all the kids in the lower income areas to kill themselves. But he still goes back to what he knows, and that's a place of comfort. We got to stop fooling these people. We got to stop it, stop it, stop it, and don't let people think that your vote don't mean anything. You getting on social media and letting these people know, answer this, answer that, and why you doing this, why you doing that is good in these times. Gen Z, keep doing what you're doing. The only thing I would tell you guys to stop doing is killing your own. Stop going out there and using the guns to be your force in your fight. Stop pointing the guns at people. Start pointing the fingers and start using your mouth. Because the more you guys speak up, the more it's going to awake America, and they're going to have to listen to you. It's not about us. They feel like the older you get, you're disposable. They don't want to really listen to our agendas like that because they feel like they can get you guys and they can trick and fool you with the same tricks that they tried to fool us with. So once you guys keep rebelling, just rebel for the right stuff. Don't go out there, especially not now, and keep hurting our own because the stuff that you're hurting your own people for are their stuff. And you're hurting them people and running in their establishments, tearing it down. And now those are the same people you don't even know. Businesses and things, they're not going to get loans for businesses. The economy is going to crash. It's going to crash. No matter who says on here, listen to me, man. Listen to your boy. The economy is going to drop. You think people are still buying? No, the biggest of companies that you thought would be there forever are gonna drop. They're gonna drop. They don't have enough to sustain because they're in cahoots with these big bankers and stuff that owns the main majority of who we're gonna be voting for. I'm telling you, there's a whole bunch of companies on one side. If one side get on, you're gonna see a whole bunch of companies wiped out because they all together. They're all together down to the food that we eat, down to the food. There's a reason why the food tastes like this. There's a reason why every day you open up the news and gotta realize food is being poisoned. That's why they're trying to they're trying to block our words out because we've seen it in a cycle and trying to only speak to the youth because they ain't never seen it before. But we putting you guys onto the trick. We're not just doing this is not for money. This is for the future of you guys. So don't let people put in your brains that OGs are just are telling you the wrong thing. No, people are telling you for exactly what it is. You're hearing it from a person that don't worry about what's in your wallet. I don't mind that stuff. You're supposed to stack your money. You're supposed to go out there and make something of yourself and do good for your family. But put the money in the right places. Don't just throw it away. Don't just throw your life away like that. There's a lot more things you can do with your life that can make the culture or the community, even if you're a victim of the community. A lot of people don't understand that either. There's a percentage of people that's coming out of these communities that are hurt and victims of the communities. So we have to have some kind of leadership put in place to help those people. If you don't put help to those people, you think somebody's going to be worrying about some black vote after a black person done took their black kid? Come on. If we keep hurting each other and the youth, the same person that you hurt, those are victims. Those are victims of the violence. They're not. You don't see where their heads is at. See where their mind is at. Who they want to push. What agendas they're pushing. Answer those before you answer the other stuff, because taking somebody and putting them in jail and pulling them out of prison, that was something that was done from back in the day. That's just gonna. It's an ongoing cycle. What did Malcolm say? They'll sell you the liquor and then arrest you for getting drunk. It's the same thing, you guys. It's the same thing. Just gotta open your eyes up to what's really going on and start yelling out what's going on. Don't just sit there. Yell. Answer this. Ask them the question. Ask them, because they're only answering to the a certain, like a small minority of people with these questions that still is not gonna change anything in the years to come. So be mindful of that. And if it's not your agenda being pushed forward, step back. It's not saying you're just not in this argument right now. They're gonna get to you, but right now you have to see if what you're trying to push is the main thing. And a lot of people are trying to push this other, and then it's not that. Be getting fooled. Another thing. So Cardi B shuts down the rumors about Offset and the child support. You see how they go? That's why you don't. People are. Everybody is in so everybody else's business, and that's the problem. Because I mean, this whole that and you can tell it's from a person. Whoever put that nonsense out is from a person. They're taking it from their reality. Cardi B shuts down rumors about Offset child support. Both of those two people are successful people. There should be no reason why they should have financial problems in these times unless somebody made mistakes. Two people make mistakes? No. It's common sense that the child support that will be worked out with lawyers and things like whatever they have going on. Let people tell you what's going on instead of people just making up stuff, because people are really attach their problems to other people and think that it's the same. It's not the same thing. Relationships are not, especially when you're dealing with people's marriage and you got family involved, and then you got these people on social media making up stuff. It's ridiculous. What they're going through is what they're going through, and they're human beings just like anybody else. It's like, come on. The things that people are putting in the forefront, like when I heard child support, I'm like, child support. Wait, hold on. That sounds like somebody that's at a maybe don't have that as much money, but dealing with these two people that are supposed successful in the music industry. Why would child support be? Like, come on, y'all, come on. And I'm just gonna give you guys a heads up. The only person that wins in these types of situations are lawyers. I keep telling y'all that don't. the more people you have that surrounding and listening to the things that's going, the people that surrounding and not looking into the fight, those people don't know what the hell is going on. They're just cheering on, and they're cheering on the nonsense. Some people don't know what's going on. The loudest person is always going to throw the softest punch. That's how it always works. You think you're doing something behind the scenes, and when somebody catch you and then they down you, you out of here. It's only one chance. Stop messing with people that you don't know their lives. You don't know they not. I'm telling you, man. I done seen it all. I done seen it all. People think that they sneaking, and then when they get snooked, it's a surprise. Now the community's uproar. No, you shouldn't have started that in the first place, and you shouldn't have went out there with that type of energy. Don't you know somebody can match your energy at any energy you want to take it? There's nobody tougher than nobody. We trying to bring our people together, and in the midst of that, people are fighting, and the things that they're fighting for ain't even worth it. It's not worth it. Because at the end of the day, your family, my family, everybody else's family got to go out there, and everybody as an individual, they have to have the type of knowledge to defend and cover for their family. You don't know what happens when your kids go outside. You don't know what's going to happen next. We don't know. Anything can happen. So why are you putting that type of energy out there? Like, people out there with this untouchable energy, like it can't, nothing can't happen. Like, we from New York City, man. What do you mean? Don't you wait? We can more that same energy. You can still turn that energy around and get some laws and put in place. But instead, what we do, we be more fighting over all this material nonsense. So when you see us like that, you're not gonna see me just jump up here and throw clothes in your face for you to buy clothes. Come on, man. That's not what we standing on. No, I told you that's a passion project. Who I present myself, that's who I'm standing on. That's how we giving it up, man. There ain't no way other way, man. That's how we giving it up, no matter what, man. That's how it's gonna go. Shouts out to everybody in the NYC, man. Today I was watching my guy Gap Murder on the Brooklyn way. Y'all make sure y'all support our young filmmakers and people trying to bring up their point of views through their lens, and his lens is telling it through. Like I've been watching the Brooklyn Way on YouTube since the beginning, and they tell their way story, and you can get to see like at least how the streets and how a little more closer, give you a closer eye to how people, not just how everybody is, but just give you a closer eye on how things go down. And a good thing, I think that he's having a new season coming up. He's saying that it's going to be members only. I think that's something that you guys, it's just like if you go to Netflix. So support your people. When they say membership only, you pay for Netflix, right? So pay for things like for your own people on YouTube and support your people, man, because there's a lot of us out here that's taking this energy and more stuffing it in places that's not going to be the benefit of people. You see people out there trying to put an extra brick in their community or try to build something, try to add something to it. Or even if you don't mess with a certain people over here or certain people over there, these people got these ideologies, Queens, Brooklyn, Bronx, and all these mix-up. Meanwhile, half of us got family in every borough. So make sure you spread the word out on people's accomplishments, big your own people up. And that's how we get leaders in different things that we can champion in our culture. Stop looking for other people to champion. It's like looking for a Grammy. You ain't never going to get that, and it ain't never going to be worth nothing. Is that stuff even real gold? I don't even think so. I don't even think so. So it's kind of like, stop like bowing down to the gold plated and start standing up to the people that really have them gold hearts and them bulletproof hearts, and their minds is really just for the better. I never categorize people either too, man, because a lot of people out here they think they got this whole black thing figured out. No, you don't have it figured out. You don't know our people. You don't have it figured out. You're just throwing and making us like use us for like promotion, and then boom, after it's over, then you disappear on us, and then we back into our communities, and we still backing out on each other because we don't know where to go next. And then people that's putting all the drugs and guns in the neighborhoods, they making more money. They making more money. Come on now, we can't. So when you say that's the reason why when I tell that black vote, what black vote? It's not just about. I don't see what you're talking. I don't know what you're talking about. Unless you're gonna start answering some of the things that we got out there that's really hurting our community, I don't know what you're talking about. I really don't. Um, Today I just wanted to make it a short one for and give you guys just a little tip. Don't be off for this week. Keep your focus, man. Keep your focus. Keep your focus, please. all the way up to election. We're gonna keep this thing focused and make sure that you look up the information these people are talking about. That's when they start getting scared. When we start looking up and start reading books and start realizing, wait, what's this? You said he was gonna do this, and you start realizing, oh, yeah, same thing. Come on, man. Come on now. Shouts out to all my content creators out there just putting out they real views out there and touching the people out there, because there's a lot of people out here just lying to people. I ain't with it. I ain't with it. I got something new coming up for y'all in September. September's my birthday, Virgo season. I'm not gonna announce that right now, but I'm working on it. I got something new coming up. You know, I always got something new I'm working on, but I've been working on it for a while, and I'm gonna put it together, and I'll let you guys know more about it when it comes closer to the time. And yes, it is gonna be something really, really big, not just for YouTube, but for the world in general. So I want you guys, whoever's gonna, be a part of this ride, a part of this mission, you guys subscribe, man. You don't want to miss everything I'm dropping from this point on. Trust me, because I'm keeping focus to the things that we need most and the things that's gonna better us. And if there's anybody in the culture that's trying to gatekeep or do anything like that, you guys can always hit me up, let me know, and we can take care of all these types of situations, because those are the people in our culture. Those are these devils in every culture. Remember that. The gatekeepers in our culture, they're devils, because they're the people standing in the house as you work. We're gonna get them out of here too. They can go with the other people, and we see everybody for who they are. You're not gonna be able to do any backdoor stuff with social media and stuff. You'll be surprised how much information you can garner from just AI apps and things like that, and knowing who's watching and this. And I'm telling you guys, be very careful out there of what you do. I love you guys. I got more reactions coming, and I got to get something to eat, man. To be honest with you, I got a little something to drink. I'm really, really hungry. I'm really happy for this Monday morning. We going into this week, and we're gonna have a good week, man. I just wanted to let you guys know that, and it's like, I don't know if that's high level energy, because I'm good, but I'm just like not being fooled by the nonsense. That's the type of energy I'm on. I'm not going for that nonsense. That's what I was really on. I didn't really want to go any too far in, because I got a lot of surprises this week. I want to drop a lot of videos. You guys make sure you check out I Hate My Wife, I Hate My Husband, I Hate My Husband, I Hate My Wife, and also I Hate My Kids, because these are people that's just not saying that they hate them, but they just don't like them. I want you to check those reaction to those videos out, because people think this world is so perfect and things just goes the way people present it to be. That's just not how it goes. It's just not how it goes. What you map out and you think is gonna go that way might go some other way, because people might be onto the trick that you thought you was on. All right, love y'all, and I'll see y'all Wednesday. All right, stay safe and stay focused, man. All right, peace. Hold on, let me give y'all the.